Welcome to the Cold-Blooded Truth.
Ooh, cold-blooded, that's cold.
Yo, what is the deal, y'all? What is the deal? It's your boy Cold-Blooded. Thank you for tuning in for another segment of the Cold-Blooded Truth podcast. Shout out to the grateful ones at the crib watching, tuning in. Got a very special guest in the building. This person is the guy who I refer to other people as the art guy. Not quote-unquote like playing to the left, but like if you have the ideal of what that guy is, that person, that dude, it will be this man. This person paints any and everything from murals, cribs, vehicles, clothing, all different kinds of things, man. And also got a little bit of history outside of the art scene, but definitely a very imperative and pivotal pillar in the art community and just community of the creative scene of Pittsburgh, even in the music industry, just around full circle, man. This dude's definitely paving his way, making his name out here, and traveling outside the city too, doing his thing, and it's definitely official. If you go to Instagram, he definitely just got the blue check. And
for sure.
I'm not just talking out my ass. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Camo Customs.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Happy to be here, man.
How you feeling today?
I'm chilling, man. Just blessed, highly favored. Just, happy to be able to do things like this.
Yeah.
Say some good words, talk my shit if I got to, but, just excited.
Yeah. What is that? Is that opal or is that like that's a graffiti can?
Yeah, I got a Krylon can on my tooth. You know what I mean? I went to Gabby Elon in New York. They hooked me up, put the little got a VVS fang with the with the Krylon around it. Just a shout out to the OGs and to the crowd.
What's Krylon?
It's like the original can. You know what I mean? Like that's like, back in the 70s, 80s, 90s.
Mm-hmm.
When they're just making spray paint, and then the graffiti scene happened. They're using Krylon. It went to rust though, after a little bit, but Krylon's like that major, OG, super culture, super hip hop type of brand.
Is there like a difference in the consistency in it?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like honestly, I paint with Montana, but like I can use Krylon, but it's just when it comes to like the plasticity of the paint, you know what I mean?
What's plasticity for them?
Like,
because I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
It's like if it's gonna spread, how long it lasts, stuff
Okay.
like that. Like
Yeah.
Krylon's more like graph scene, smashing stuff, like hitting the streets, but Montana's more for like the professional realm of like murals, wanting them to last a little longer.
It's more like fine and sleek.
Yeah, it's definitely it's more fine, sleek, comes out more butter, less
Okay.
drip, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Krylon, it'll stay on the streets longer. Like you can hit a wall and it's just on there. It's more like more for the vandals. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like so it's like more to fuck shit up, if you will.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right.
It's a good thing though. You know what I mean? It's part of the sport, part of the culture. I love it all.
All right. So for those who don't know, where are you from and what was life like growing up?
I'm from Homewood. I'm from the east side, and growing up, got a similar upbringing as most black people in Pittsburgh. A little rough, rugged. We sitting in the Gotham City, but we make it happen. The most shakers and movers and grinders I've met, come from my city, and the people that make it happen prolifically. So, I think growing up, like it was worth it. Living in this city. I think it helped mold me into what I needed to be. You know what I mean? To get to that next level. I think there's not a lot of flashiness or plastic actions here. Everything's real.
It's like real thorough.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Even the bullshit, it's real thorough. Like, I don't like that, or I like that, So, I think that coming up and dealing with that in different levels really helped create who I am today.
So what was you getting into as like a kid? Like you in Homewood, chilling, let's say like elementary and middle school.
Oh man, we was hooping, hooping, running around, like phones wasn't really, cracking like that. So you knocking on your homie's door, get him and shit.
With your bike.
Yeah, you walk, you doing stupid shit like walking to the Giant Eagle, that's far as hell, for some snacks or some shit, running around Penn Hills Picnic, all types of like just random, just culture, culture events. Yeah, Penn Hills Picnic was lit. Shout out to that for real. But a little bit of everything. Running around with the homies, trying to stay out of trouble. You know, stuff that's off the record, but it's just being a part of being a part of the environment, being a part of the community.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you're a Bulldog. You went to Westinghouse?
I actually went to Shinley. I was supposed to go to Westinghouse, but I went to Frick. I spoke French, so I was in the magnet program. Yeah, so I ended up feeding into Shinley.
Who was your French teacher?
Mr. Brown.
Okay. So I remember I went to East Hills for a little bit when I was younger, and then come to find out it was the magnet school too at the time, and I think they had a French teacher there too, and my grandma would always get on me about. She used to teach her. She would always get on me about like, can I get my daughter get her to a magnet school, do French, this and that. So it's like little things like that, like spark a thought, let's say. So did you you just grew up speaking French?
I mean, kinda. I went to East Hills too, and it just
was your parents African?
No, they. I just. My mom was just the lady from Pittsburgh. My mom's from the Hill. Okay. But it just went to first grade, and they're like, "Yeah, you got French class." And I'm like, "Oh shit, all right." You know what I mean? Like, we speaking French, and then, it just was a subject that I guess was part of my curriculum for 11 years. I'm still a little fluent in it, but it was a bunch of book French. You know what I mean? So when you go to France, or if you speak to people that actually speak French and have different descents of the French language, it's way different. It's way different. So it's definitely something that I want to tap into again, but more organically. I definitely want to go over to France or somewhere, maybe parts of Africa, and just really hone in on different French dialects,
Did being able to speak French catch people off guard, as you was coming up, you might be talking to a girl, you say something in French, and she's starstruck, yo.
Yeah, for sure. Cause I mean,
how many French talking? How tall is you?
I'm 6'6".
All right, how many 6'6" French talking black dudes is in the hood?
There wasn't a lot, man. And even the people that did go to magnet schools, everybody was speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
So French was just I don't know, it was just weird. But going to East Hills and then going to Frick, they had Japanese, German.
Dang.
When I was in 11th grade, I took Russian for the hell of it. You know what I mean? Just because I could, I just took Russian. And it's funny, my Russian teacher was my French teacher. And yeah, Mr. Brown, shout out to Mr. Brown. He's like that. He knows mad languages. He's a genius for real.
So have you ever had to use these in public, with somebody, you might be talking to somebody, you Russian, I bet. You just hit them with it real quick?
I've never really spoke it, but I've always been able to receive it and understand. So it's helped in situations where, someone may be speaking in code, or I've ran into situations in Miami, in Art Basel, where people are speaking French, and they'll speak French to decode or code what they're saying, and sometimes I'll pick up on certain things, and you don't really act on it or do too much about it, but it's always good to know what's going on, or if there is something to act on, what's going on. You know what I mean? So those are the situations that I probably run into more, is catching it by ear more than playing it by mouth.
Mm-hmm. So when you said you grew up hooping, right? Mm-hmm. So did you hoop in high school?
Yep.
What position?
I played the 4 and the 5 in high school. I was actually kind of nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I played for Shinley. We had a nice little squad. Following after, D. Blair and all of them.
Okay.
It was cool. We ended up switching coaches though, but it was straight. Shout out to Sky and Coach Reed.
But what was that experience like, switching coaches? Head coaches?
Yep.
Yeah. What was that like?
I mean, it's definitely a shift. You know what I mean? I think with any change, it's a shift, and it's just how we go about it. And it was cool. You know what I mean? Players were still cool. We won the cities the year after, and then we were still a good team. We just got small as hell after that year. You know what I mean? We were just
the team got short.
Yeah, our team was just we lost all our height with our seniors and our juniors. So I think I was the tallest dude, and then
I mean, you're the go-to guy.
Yeah, I mean, and it was just we had a younger squad too. We had I think we had my senior year. We might have had 5 seniors and 3 or 4. or 2 or 3 were like second year, you know, players. So like, you know, it was just, we had a young team, but we were scrappy and sparky, did our thing. It was nice.
So you hooping in high school, and you're doing your thing, chilling, squads changing, coaches is changing. Where's the love for art come in? Like, was you like a kid? Like when I was younger, I used to be real into drawing. Like I'd sit and like look at like a tandem bike.
Mm-hmm.
I would draw the bike or like draw shoes or finger paint. Play with like pastel. Like my people would give me pastel sets, stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. Like, what was the moment like when you was like, yeah, like I'm really into art?
I mean, I don't really know, bro. Like you had said, like, you know, we kind of in the like same, you know, generation, you know, age wave, like, and like I don't know, when we was younger, we all drew. You know what I mean? Like I think me and my homies, it didn't know what walk of life you came from. Like you knew how to draw something. Like you knew how to draw SpongeBob or Goku or Mario. You knew how to draw somebody. You know what I mean? So like, you know, it was always something that we always did outside of school. So it was always like embedded in us. You know what I mean? Like when I was drawing and I was doing my most art, I did it outside of school. I never did it in school.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like paint on my shoes, like in 9th grade and 10th grade, like before I had got a job, because like, you know, I didn't really have it like that to be getting all the Jordans. You know what I mean? I went to Shenley, niggas was fly, like, you know, it was crazy. Like niggas was stepping in Shenley, you know. So like, was finding different innovative ways to step and keep shit fresh. So you know, I was painting shoes and I was doing it, and that was nice. Like people was like interested, but there was like no way to like make a market for it. You know what I mean? Like
What do you mean?
we 13, 14 years old. Like it's not
Right.
like selling candy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
you
like,
got buy the shoes, find them.
yeah,
get the paint
you know,
supplies and all that.
it was a lot. So it's just like, yo, I'm gonna just paint my own shoes and you know, keep it fly. And I had a homie that I did it with too, homie Eugene and Lamont Wright. Shout out to both of them. You know, just was doing stuff like at a real young age. But like even then, it wasn't like a love for art. Like I think the things that I've always been involved with was always I had no choice basis. You know what I mean? Or like finding ways to innovate something that might not be as positive. You know what I mean? Or creating a way out. You know, or finding solutions instead of complaining. So a lot of the things that I've done, like that's where it comes from. So you know, I wouldn't say I really had had a specific love for art at that age. I actually was skipping art class. My art teacher hated it. You know what I mean? Like she, like you know.
You used to skip art class?
Oh yeah, for sure. I was going to the gym for art class. Like I wasn't banging with art. Like I don't know. Like I always felt the type of way about teaching me how to be creative. You know what I mean? I was creative. You know, like it was like art has a certain standard until it doesn't. You know what I mean? Like and like I feel like when you're creative, you reach that realm where it's like there's really no standard. You can do what you want. You know, people want what you got instead of
Untold truth.
You know, like it's a thing. Like people's like, oh, your work. I'm like, well, it's not just the work. You know what I mean? Like it's a little more than that. But yeah, like I don't know. Like I just think I brought it all together after I got hurt in college. You know what I mean? Like that's what
school did you go to?
I went to Mercyhurst University.
You was hooping?
Yeah, I got bowed and you know, got a real bad concussion. It was cool, but I mean it wasn't cool, but you know, ended up not playing anymore. You know, tried to transfer, lost scholarships, like got an associate's degree. And you know, just rocked out. And I just tried the shoe thing, and like it was like, all right, there's a market, you know, we could do something with it. You could at least post about it, you know, there's Instagram and stuff. And like we do that, and like it's like
what year is this? This is like
when I dropped out and all this stuff happened, and like, you know, I stopped pursuing school. This is like 2014.
Okay.
So this is like, yeah, this is about 2014. And you know, Instagram's like hot, but like not anywhere close to what it is today. But like there's a market, like there's like sneaker cons and stuff like that, and like people are opening sneaker stores. Like Refresh had just opened, you know, shout out to Refresh. Anthony's Locker had opened, shout out to Anthony's Locker. And like, you know, these swag shops and these consignment shops are opening, so it builds like at least an arena, you know, for custom shoes to like survive. And, once that happened, like, it just kind of, that was all she wrote. Like, it just went from shoe to shoe to shoe to project to project to project. And then next thing you know, like, I didn't know I was in love with art. And then I had found out later that art loved me back. And, like, as I kept, like, the thing about it is, in what you do, when you love something so much, you gotta be in a realm or be in a position to let it love you back. And, like, what I mean by that is, like, whatever that goal or whatever you sought out to do and what you're doing that you love, you gotta make sure you get that. And if it's too hard or if it's not attainable or, it feels like it's just too out of reach, that's not because you don't love it enough. That's because it ain't loving you back. You know what I mean? There's certain things that, energy-wise, that you got to make sure it's loving you back, or there ain't really no need to put that out. You know what I mean?
Like it'll like in a way, like God will show you signs like this may or may not be for you.
Right. Like, you can pursue this, but like this is not what's going to give you what you are what love you're signing out for, or what what you set out for it to do for you. And art did that so organically for me, and I can speak on that because basketball, hoops, it was mad resistant. You know what I mean? There was a lot of stuff that didn't let me back. Like, there was small things, like, even without how good I was, like, I'm too short for my position. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, like, it's little stuff like that. And yeah, it's right. There's dudes that's 6'9", 6'10", you know what I mean? They're huge. Like, I get it. But, I learned that, and, like, I think that's what really, created me to be an artist and, hone in and want to keep pursuing this, because, like, it just started loving me back, and I let it, so that's one of the major points of, like, why I can even do what I do, like, because it's funny, when you do your craft and you love it and it let you back, you become it.
Yeah.
So, like, that's just kind of what happened. Like, I just became art, and, like, it's just a beautiful thing.
Do you like, so let's say, like, I don't know how I could say this, like campaigns or tangible things. Like, remember how we used to get CDs with a poster in it? And then you might have, like, nowadays, well, early, like, teens, whatever you want to say, like 2010, 2015, albums used to have, like, a lot of short films in addition to, like, different content. Like, do people do that in the art world? Like, let's say you have an exhibit and you have, like, the plaque with the description of the piece. Does it ever go beyond that? Like, as far as, like, experiences?
I guess it depends. Artists got different swags. Like, they, there's different messages and hidden extras and stuff. Some people take that hidden piece that you're looking for and put it in the work and then leave it up to you to find it. A lot of times you'll catch me doing that. Like, a lot of times the royalty and the actual empowerment of my pieces is for you to catch. But it's not for you to see, it's for you to feel it. So that's, like, something that I put in the pieces, and people are like, well, your work is just so right. And I'm like, you caught, you caught the hidden gem, you felt it. It's not a visual thing. It's a feeling thing. So, yeah, for sure. Like, some people put, Disney, a lot of their
like, they got a lot of Easter eggs in their movies.
Yeah, they do all types of weird stuff, like the stuff like that. Like, it just really depends on what the content and context of the artist and where they're at the time. How many lives have they lived in their career, and where are they going about it.
That's a different way to look at it. Like, different lives in your career, like, different transitions and points.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think even just on that note, like, that helps me progress. Like, I understand that I live multiple lives in what I do, you know what I mean? And, like, that helps me understand change. That helps me understand, grief, things leaving, things coming, like, all of that. And when you look at it like that, you come to appreciate the roller coaster that life gives you a little more,
How'd you get your name, Camo?
Oh, man, it was mad random, for real. I love camouflage, but it's so funny. One of my, like, way late exes had a friend. She was cool as hell. And, like, every time she would see me, she just be like, "Yo, Camo." Her name was Raquel. Like it just, shout out to Raquel. That was I just stuck with that. That was like while I was doing shoes. She was getting work done and stuff like that, and I just stuck with it. Like I was wearing a bunch of it. I had different flavors, and after a while, like once the name actually stuck, I stopped wearing it because, like, you know what I mean. Like,
I've never really seen you wear Camo.
Yeah, I stopped once people like really stuck with the name. I just stopped wearing it. You know what I mean? I started wearing colors that refer to it. I do little stuff like there'll be there's like little pieces of camouflage in my shoe right now, or like I'll wear a camo belt, or like you know what I mean, hat, socks, something like that. But yeah, once it really stuck, I just kind of changed it up and let the name. Let my name be stronger than where I got it from. You know what I mean? Just so, I could stand on the meaning of it.
What do you mean, let the name be stronger than where you got it?
Like, you get a name and there's always a story, there's always an origin or something. But, like, once the origin is given, like, you got to make that story great.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't make it great from where it came from. You got to make it great from what it's done. So,
you got to put the work in.
Yeah, so that's just where I'm at with it. I never would forget the origin. Like I'll tell the story a million times, but it's just something that I believe in putting the work on your name. So like, not even how people speak on it, but like when people look on it, they know what's up. That's one of the reasons why I put my first name in my whole title now. It's just my real name, Cameron Camo Nesbitt, just so like legacy stuff, like just standing on it, representation, all of that. It's just important to, put the work in with your name and have your name stand for it, not just your work. You know what I mean? Your name means just as much as the picture that I may have painted,
Who are some of your favorite artists? Once you start getting into it. And we could say artists, like, it could be painting, it could be fashion, it could be, like, movie directing, because one thing I come to find out, artsy-fartsy people, or just, like creatives, they like art in its entirety. Like they like everything about it. Buildings, sculptures, a whole bunch of like little things, even the way like stuff's threaded.
Yeah, for sure. I was gonna say, I like a bunch of different stuff. Like when it comes to street artists, like right now, Urban Ruben, out of Fort Lauderdale, Hero Vega. He's also out of Florida, Miami area. Let me think. Cesar, he's from overseas. I believe he's a Spanish painter. I'm not sure his actual where he's actually from, but yeah, he's one of the illest in the land. Fine painters, I like Hebrew Brontley. There's a couple more. I like Blue to Great. I like Distorted. Just people of my peers that are going on. People from the city, I like Ernest Bay. I'm a very strong supporter of Ernest Bay's work. I'm trying to think. It can go on. I like a little bit of everything. I like going in the museums and seeing different weird stuff. Like
You a museum nigga?
Mm-hmm, for sure.
Okay.
But I don't like going to see I'm not the one that's just like, oh yeah, let me go to the museum and see paintings. You know what I mean? Like I want to see some shit. Like I want to go see a wild sculpture or something that's gonna make me feel weird or provoked. You know what I mean? Like I like art like that because that means you made a statement and you standing on it and somebody else believe in it. So other than some of the artists I named, like I can go on all day about that. But I just really like new work. Like I like new stuff that makes me. I don't know. I just feel like, what the fuck were they thinking about? You know what I mean? Like they was on it. Like I'm like, yo, I don't know what it is, but
that's how we thinking. Looking at some of these like old sculptures and buildings, like yo, who like the pharaohs and all that. Like yo, what? Like back then, like thousands of years ago, before like that stuff was even like made. What made you think, yo, I'm gonna like carve this into how you look or how I look, and we're gonna figure it out. We don't know nothing about no measurements for real. Maybe.
Right. We just gonna start chipping at this rock, and it's gonna look like it's gonna be smooth as hell. We're gonna throw some water on it, and it's gonna start smoothing. Like I don't know, man. Like I tell you, like one thing I did learn about being an artist is like you're a different type creature. You know what I mean? Like, and I use the word creature because like you have like these weird like occurrences, instincts, random knowledge about like super random stuff. You know what I mean? But it's super helpful at the time, or like it's real good for, you know, the project at hand. It's crazy. It happens to me all the time. I'm like, how you know that? You know what I mean? Like how did that make sense to you? And you know the messed up part about it. You'll go to talk. You go to talk about it, and like you so confident in it. It's like you've been new. And it's like, man, that just came to my head just now. Like, and it'd be right as hell. It's weird.
You check it. How you know that? How you so sure about that? It's like,
yeah, I'm like, I can feel it.
It's written.
Yeah, I'm like, I can feel it. That's what it is, you know. So that's all. It's an interesting thing.
So what was your first mural?
Like the first professional one, or like my first one, like period.
Could be both. First one, period.
My first one, period, was on Bosman Street in Mount Oliver on the Triangle Mart. They painted over it recently, but he let it rock for years. He let it rock, like almost until I got big, for real. So that was a shout out. You know what I mean? That was definitely a dope look. But it was the Smoke and Bones mural. It had like a pig. I did it with Resto cans. I ain't had no caps or nothing. It was crazy. I don't even know how I did it. But that was my first like unofficial mural. And I want to say my first professional one was with MLK Mural Project, and I did it in the hood. I did it on Ottawa in North Dallas, and it's still there to this day. But that was my first one. Did it with the kids. It was a hell of an experience. It was hot. That was the first time like I dealt with like the news in my artwork and stuff like that.
What was that? Cool. Like the news pulled? What channel was it? Channel 11, Channel 4?
It was all of them. It was weird. Like,
like I said,
Kyle got the juice. Like he had the juice with all the news people. Like so, they was all pulled up. But I made a lot of connections with people that I'm still cool with to this day that still help me out. So you know, it was dope for that to even happen.
So earlier, a couple seconds ago, you said, before I got big. What does that mean to you when you say I got big?
I think getting big is it's a personal endeavor. You know, like I had just reached my goals. You know, I reached my goals of finding a way to be financially free in something I love. You know, found a way to have like a working process or algorithm to my work, or you know, to how this is going on, but like it's still being organic, you know. So with that being said, and then like, you know, I really sought out to work on my CV and my resume and like be really intentional with my work over the past 3 years, and I think I did a really good job of doing that, and like I think that's what really put me to the point of myself thinking I'm big or who I want to be, you know, is just being intentional and like meaning something to someone, you know, or some, not even someone, to something, like, you know, like to do the Homewood Art Walk and to be a part of the community in a holistic way like that. And, you know, like just...
Because you got paintings all over Homewood.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think it's 9 murals now, and I'm literally going right back in the Weston House, you know, doing Black Monarch, and we still doing stuff like that, and just being part of something that's bigger than you, that's big. You know what I mean? Like, so like I think that's what happened to me. Like, my brand, my practice, my ministry, my name, like the love that's for me became bigger than who I am, and I'm a pretty big person, you know. So like, once that happened, I just knew, like, you could feel it. Pittsburgh's so talented. You know what I mean? Like, it's like. It doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Like how talented it is. You can literally interview or talk to anyone. And like there's so much insight, there's so much
so many different stories and information
within like
everybody.
Angles and like, you know, all in this small city, and it's just like, I'm just like, man, like it's not even unity we need, we just need kingdom. Like this city is a hard place to build kingdom.
So I'm still gonna ask you a little later, but I always ask people, what are your thoughts on Pittsburgh's music scene or art scene or car scene, whatever the person's endeavors are. That's what I'll ask them. And you said we don't need unity. Everyone says we need unity. Everyone says we need to work together. We need to come together and unite, you know, like on some like civil rights type time.
Fuck all that, because that's not a given, you know.
What's that mean when you say kingdom, like?
So, you know, it's not a, like, everybody thinks a collaborative effort is what's going to happen. Like, when they say it takes a village, that does not mean everybody is holding each other's hands to get something here to here. Like, we're not getting nothing done.
Everybody plays their role.
Exactly. So, like, that's what I mean by, you know, we need kingdom. Like, it's not about a hierarchy thing. I think living in America and putting, you know, making something, what word am I looking at? Everything's compensated, you know what I mean? And it's a capitalist state. So,
barter systems, things like that.
With all of that being said, like, it's hard to build kingdom because people's always like, what you got for me? Or, yesterday's price ain't today's price. And that's fine, you know what I mean? But there's also, like, a hierarchy built in that. Well, when there's kingdom, like, it's like, yo, I do this for you because I respect what you do and who you are. Yeah. You know what I mean? And what you do for the community, what you do for the kingdom, where we could keep going. You know what I mean?
Love.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Respect.
Kendrick said something. He was like, yo, we don't need nothing else. All we need is, like, love. We don't need, like, all the stuff when it comes to, like, hatred, emotions, and, like, feeling yourself and letting that get in the way of this, or letting it get in the way of that, or feeling less of yourself and letting it get in the way of certain things, and people not being maybe understanding of that or reciprocal towards it, and not being like, yo, this person just needs, like, somebody to love them. Like, I'll interview people all the time, and me just doing, because I like to do this, so, like, I'll do it, and, like, there's people who damn near, like, cry or have cried in front of me while I'm interviewing them because of the space, like, the opportunity, you know what I'm saying? I could look at it like, this platform ain't really nothing, or this and that. Or I could look at it like, yo, this could be like a big deal to somebody, which to some people it is, some people it isn't.
Right.
But that's like, I guess I say that to say as an example, like, that's what I think when I think, like, kingdom. That's some ill shit. That's some ill shit that you said, like, we need kingdom, we don't need that, like, because I always tell people, everyone wants to be the man.
Right.
Everybody wants to be, like, the top dog, like a hierarchy system. And I always tell people, like, you could be the man to you. Right. You don't gotta be the man and feel like you're just, like, above everybody. You could just be your own man or woman in your own right and lead how you lead. Like, I could do these interviews, be on the radio, DJ, do whatever, and I may never get to, like, a DJ envy level. But I'll get to the level I'm supposed to be at. I may never get to the Khaled level. Right. Or I get past all of that and create something new. Yeah. But either way, it's kind of written, you know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
When you fall into what you fall into.
Exactly.
What was it like doing that? So the Royalty Brown thing. Chris Brown's daughter, for those who don't know. How did that come about? Because that was the moment when, like, I saw you, like, paint. I'm like, yo, he's hard.
Man, it was random, dog. Like that's why I go down to Art Bezel's. Like, for real, anybody listening to this interview, you know, you, bro, like, anybody, like, everybody should go check out an Art Bezel first week of December and just go and just hear it out and see what's going on down there. Like,
what is it?
It's a art conference, art expo, art experience, but it's literally like the aesthetic promoter for the next year. So
like how you have E3 for video games?
For culture, fashion, looks, whatever, like, that's what Art Basel is. Music, like, they're all down there. You know what I mean? But, like, everybody hides behind the Art Basel scene because the one in Miami is more Americanized.
There's more than one? It's not the original one?
There's one in Switzerland. That's a banger. But, like, the hitters go there. Like, you like a fine.
So people like Camo?
Yeah, I mean, we think about going to Switzerland. I ain't going to speak on it yet, but Switzerland's definitely on the. I thought about it this year, but with this COVID stuff and motherfuckers want to go to war and shit. I don't know, but we gonna see. You know what I mean? It's definitely.
You speak Russian?
Yeah, it's one of Hey, I ain't got no rap for them. I ain't got nothing to say. Like, hey, look, it's whatever y'all want. You know what I mean? I ain't into the cartoon stuff. You know, so But yeah, it's still on the map. But yeah, Art Basel is like, you go and, like, you just see anything. Like, so I'm in this gallery, we down there, we hustling. You know, we ain't really got anything. Like, we trying to make money off these jackets. We trying to get in galleries and stuff. I get into this gallery and the gallery runners and the people that run Fame, you know what I mean, on the East and Jess, they was vibing with me, you know what I mean? Like, it was cool. And then next thing you know, the opportunity just came up. Like, yeah, you know, Royalty Brown's presenting her clothing line, this, that, and the third. Like, she kind of needs something, you know, she kind of needs something like I don't know, she had like a big shebang for her birthday. It was like a birthday fashion show. It was some shit, like, you know what I mean? Like, it was like, I'm like, yo, like, it's popping in here. Like, they was painting ponies and whatever. Yeah. Like, yeah, it was wild. I didn't even know you could paint horses. You know what I mean? But like, you could do that. Like, they had the horse paint, and it was on.
Shout out to her pops.
Yeah, man, it was popping. It was an experience for real. So yeah, I'm just working on the painting, and then like I wasn't done with it. So I told them like, I'm not done with it. They're like, yeah, you can pull up and finish it here. So I'm like, oh, all right, bet. So I go to the birthday party and it's cracking, like, you know what I mean?
So they're like, yo, Royalty. You said the Fame people. Is it around the time he's about to drop Fame, or Fame was out?
No. It's a separate like gallery. It's a separate foundation organization that does, you know, stuff at Art Basel. So
they pulled up, yo, she needs this, could you help us? You're like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, like I was already in Miami. I was already around, and like, you know, her birthday was like kind of like the ending of Art Basel. I'm pretty sure it was on Sunday. You know what I mean? So like after the gallery and stuff, they're like, yeah, you could, you know, do something. All types of celeb babies in there. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure there was like nannies, like, what, you know, who bringing these babies here. But I'm like, yeah, that's a celebrity baby. I didn't. You could see that baby. Yeah. That baby chain cost more than mine. You know what I mean? Like, it was wild looking, but it was dope. You know what I mean? It was super cool to see a beautiful experience, and like, you know, she seen the painting and she loved it. She kept it. You know what I mean? It was cool.
How old was she at this time?
Pretty sure she was 3. She was turning 4. It was her 4th birthday.
It was crazy. 3-year-olds, huge celebrity birthday party. They got pony painting,
clothing line drop. Yeah. Her own characters, like, it was wild. Like, you know what I mean? She's definitely.
Do you like this? It's like, yeah.
Yeah, she's like, I'm with it. Like, the painting was bigger than her. You know what I mean? So it was like, just like, yo, it was wild. It was a great experience though, and that definitely helped. It perpetuated a lot. You know, like it helps build like just the comfortability that you're capable of doing something like that. You know,
have you ever done anything like that before?
Not like really celebrity based. You know what I mean? Like Chris Brown had some interest in some Jordan 5s that I had did a little before this all had happened. Mm-hmm. But you know what I mean? Even with that, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't as extensive and as hands-on. You know what I mean? So, not really, like, you know, I'm not really, I wasn't really into, like, celebrity meetups or anything like that. You know, I was still, like, trying to focus on who I was and what I wanted to be and what I wanted to do. So when it happened, it, like, kind of, like, met at a perfect time.
Mm. And to think, like, yo, we going down there hustling, we ain't really got it.
Yeah, we didn't have shit.
Like, we ain't
like,
got
you know what I mean? Like, for real. Like,
and next thing you know, you just wake up, all right, man, we gonna sling these jackets, we gonna do something. Just imagine, like, somebody call you, yo, where you at? Bro, you ain't even gonna believe it, bro. Like, bro, homies, I'm at Royalty Brown's party right now. I'm man.
Chilling, watching a pony, watching her paint a pony.
Watching her paint a pony.
Chilling while I'm painting this canvas. Like, it was wild, you know what I mean? It's a wild thing to see that. And, you know, that's just going for any artist that's listening to this, you know, like, all the fruits of your labor and stuff, like, sometimes they're higher than what you think. And you got to jump and you got to go get for them. It ain't nothing about, you know, that's not on the tree. Sometimes you got to jump for it. You can't shake the tree that you built that, you know what I mean? You grew that stump to be strong enough to not be shooken, you know what I mean? So jump for that shit, work for that shit, go for it.
You got into painting luxury vehicles too, right?
Yep.
How'd that happen? I seen on Instagram you're painting like a BMW outside with August Wilson.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, what? How?
That was some crazy. So, like I said, just having great relationships in and outside of art. Mm-hmm. Homie I went to high school with, another art homie of mine, Camden Yandel. Shout out to Camden. high school buddy, you know what I mean? Like, he was beast at art. Candace way nicer than me with the pen. Like, he was one of them dudes in high school where I was like, he do art. You know what I mean? Like, I never would look at me like I do art, but I'm like, he do art. But, you know, he had just set my name in a conversation to the August Wilson. It was the Jazz Festival, and they needed, like, something new. They needed, like, an artsy rap to the BMWs. They was rapping these Beamers. And they called me, and they're like, yeah, we got a little budget, you know, doing this, that. And I'm like, wait, so you want me to paint it in front of it, like, in front of everybody? Like, and they're like, yeah, like, we need it. I'm just like, all right. You know what I mean? I'm cool with it. So,
was you ever nervous, like, doing live painting?
I'm going to be honest with y'all. Like, I'm always nervous. I'm always nervous, but that's why the work is good. You know what I mean? Like, I don't let myself get to a point of comfort to where I'm not nervous. You know what I mean? Like, I'm always feeling the type of way, and I do know that any blessing in front of me can be taken. So I try to keep that in mind, you know, when I go into work. But yeah, I'm always nervous. All the time. I'm painting a $80,000 car. And I got paint on the shit. On the first one, the first one got, like, they forgot to wrap the fin, the top joint. On the
so they wrap it, then you paint over the wrap.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And then the first one, I actually painted. Like,
I thought that's what I thought you were doing. I thought you just paint. All right, we got this blue, whatever color, just paint over the paint.
No, it was a white car and it was wrapped in clear. So yeah,
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, you know,
that's
a little
cool.
effect, but like they're fleet vehicles, so they be wanting to sell them after anyway, or you know, I would go. But now, like today, they would let me paint. You know what I mean? The whole joint.
That's hard. Well, so I've seen you at the Mac Miller visual we had passed a couple years back. What was it like painting that at that event? Because you had like your own, like it was a unfortunate circumstance, but like to see everybody come together and like I'm like, yo, like all these people probably walking around just looking like, yo, who's this tall dude like painting this? Yo, this is hard. And they get to see it and be like, dang, like, you know, like in commemorating Mac. Also, shout out to Mac Miller Estate up at Whammo. Around the time of his unfortunate passing, they sent some merch in for the album. I think Circles. Please don't crucify me if I get it wrong. But got the Mac Miller hoodie on right now. It's very comfortable. Thank you. I didn't know I could fit a 2X, but you know I've been eating good recently. So, what was it like painting that?
Funny thing about that, like I heard about the visual. I heard about it. I don't know. I had my van, you know, before I lost my van and stuff. I had the art van, and I had them big pieces of wood. Like, you know, I was working big.
It looked like a door.
Bro, I don't even remember. Oh, shout out to Food. Fred Food gave me them. You know what I mean? I had 2 of those. So I had one and I had an extra one. I'm like, you know what? I called my mom. I was like, yo, I think I'm finna go paint Mac Miller up on that joint. I think I'm gonna go up there like and just pull up because there wasn't nobody to talk to. You know what I mean? Like you could just, you know, everybody was just coming. So I'm like, yo, I think I'm gonna donate it. I'm gonna just give it away. I'm gonna give it to his peoples. And I went up there and I'm painting, bro, and like no one was there when I was painting. And there was a time where I looked up and I think I went. You know, people that knew me start walking up to me, you know, dap me up slowly. And, like, it seemed like a vibe, you know, but I want to say there was a point I looked up and, like, there was, like, a circle, like, probably, like, a couple hundred people, probably, like, 200-300 people, like, around me. Like, I wouldn't be able to leave if I wanted to. So, that was crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
that's hard.
That was crazy. And that's when I first realized that what type of power my work had. You know what I mean? Like, and it wasn't about, and that's when I knew it wasn't about what I'm painting. It's you know what I mean? It's just,
it's the feel, like
it's the feel that comes with it.
Like that really added to the scene. Like you had, I forget his name. He was playing the piano like on a bench. You had, I think Afterthought was up there DJing. You had a Mile Quaver taking pictures.
Yep. It was a vibe, man.
They was repainting the slide too, I think, and you know there was like sad moments too, but. Even like that, like I thought that was like part of the event. Like they asked you to come do that. That's crazy.
Just pulled
up. You just pulled up, just big ass piece of wood up to the trees, just start painting. and then just look, that's like something out of a movie.
Yeah, man. A lot of, and this goes, specifically to artists. Any type of artist. Like a lot of the things y'all might have seen me done that y'all thought I asked for, I like stated it. I just did it. Like I don't really wait for somebody to ask me something. I'm gonna tell you something. You know what I mean? And if you don't want to hear what I gotta say, I'm gonna show you. So that's just how I move about my work or a lot of gigs that I've done. Is our moms always tell us what they always tell us. I can show you better than I can tell you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, and I've always just been that person and just stopped wasting my breath, and I just show a lot of people, what I got. And, like, I don't really got to say much. So that always helps.
So you said you told your moms, I'm like to go paint this Untold Truth. That was a good Untold Truth, too, with the story behind that painting and how that piece came to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
Another Untold Truth. So I got a twin brother at the crib. He got a whole array of special needs that he deals with. Cool dude. All my friends like him. All the women that I've talked to when I do it now, he takes them. You know what I'm saying? They call my phone. Yo, I don't want to talk to you. Where's Dom at?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to deal with you. But he and through dealing with that, he has a home health aide or home care person that'll come post up with him, go over like behavioral speech, games, make him sing, things like that. Just like interact with him more than like what I can do or my moms could do. And your mom's was one of them, Miss Ebony.
Yep.
And I'm not gonna hold you. He tweaked her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he tweaked her.
My mom's the goat, man. She made me. You know what I mean? So shout out to my mom. Shout out to
I'll come to the crib and be like, Ebony. I'll be like, nah, it's me, bro. Nah, not Ebony. What's it like dealing like having a mom who like impacts people's lives like that? Because that's a different niche. Like a lot of people, they don't really see people with special needs all like that or know what it's like to deal with that. But she chose to like, I'm gonna help these people. That's
what she wants to do. I mean, my mom's a helper. My mom is a God-spirited woman. You know what I mean? Like she channels her ministry through love and through taking care of people. And honestly, that's just like one of the reasons why I'm so straight. Yeah, having my mom just like teach me carpal principles to like keep me grounded enough to like be a good person in this world. You know what I mean? Like, and just being the type of cheerleader she is. You know what I mean? My mom she believed in anything I did. Like, it was never any resistance. Like, it was never like, what, you want to stop and do art? Like, it's like, all right, cool, that's what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm banging with it. So like, it's always been a benefit. She's like that with my little brother too. My little brother got a full ride at the pit. And what is he? Psychology. So, like it allowed us to be princes so we can grow into kings. You know what I mean? Instead of, being a boy and learning how to be a man and then trying to find out if we are worthy of being kings, So it definitely helped out.
Yeah, that's what's up. Like earlier you brought up like the word ministry. What do you mean by ministry? So I feel like you're saying it as like a practice.
Mm-hmm.
What does like ministry mean to you for like those who's watching that don't know?
Oh yeah, well God got my hands. You know what I mean? Like they always don't do what I want them to do. They do what God need them to do. So, and part of my practice and what I do, I do a lot of God's work. So I make money in what I do and like there's a publicity matter, there's murals everywhere, but like what I'm doing is impacting a community of people, black and brown people to hone in on who they are and to do what they love. So, the inspiration alone by itself is something that people follow and something that I stay true to. So, I look at it as a ministry.
What's the untold truth about the art scene? Or being an artist?
Okay, I'll tell you an untold truth about me as an artist, and then I'll tell you an untold truth about the art scene. The untold truth about me as an artist, everybody's thing is like, oh yeah, I just know you're a busy man. I know you're a busy man.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, but most of the time I don't be doing shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like I think about it a lot, and I'm just like, yo, like, I do spend a lot of time doing nothing. Like, and it's something that I had to teach myself to do, but it's very healthy to
do nothing or have free time.
Both. But like having free time and doing nothing are two different things. Having free time, I want to go do something. You know what I mean? But doing nothing is like literally like almost frying my brain, or like, you know what I mean? Like just meditating, or like doing something that has nothing to do with this world. Like one of my doing nothing things that is new for me is I like watching people play Call of Duty on YouTube. And I just sit there and I'll sit there, I might roll something up and I'll watch that shit. And I'll do nothing. And I'll watch it for hours. Don't play Call of Duty worth a damn.
But you'll watch them play.
I watch them. And to me, that's doing nothing, and it's very healthy for my brain, because I'm not thinking about business or...
You get time to, like,
my
relax.
brain just does other things.
Yeah,
you know, I'm not even thinking about, like, all right, what do I got to do around the house, or what am I going to do for fun? It's just like...
I wish I could get like that. I hate that, yo. But, I'm one of those people, like, every hour is like, what do I got to do? What do I got to do? All right, I got this much time to eat, or this much time to do this or do that.
No, practice doing nothing. Like, a lot sometimes to do nothing. Like, to just exist. Even if you meditate, because sometimes I'll meditate and just, you know, I'll fall asleep or something. But when you spend some time to do nothing, everything matters more. You know what I mean? And, like, you'll learn to compartmentalize and have a different sense of urgency. You know what I mean? Everything won't be so urgent. Because you're like, oh, well, shit, I got like 3 hours to do nothing today. You know what I mean? Like, it's cool. Like, so that's an untold truth on me. Sometimes I'm not doing shit. You know what I mean? And I'm not ignoring you if I'm not answering. I'm just not doing shit. You know what I mean? And I think answering you requires me to do shit. So, yeah, that's a very untold truth about me. But an untold truth about the art scene is, I think the art scene is too artsy.
What do you mean?
If that makes any sense. I think...
This is cold but the truth. Tell the truth. What does that mean?
I think the word artsy has taken its own definition, and it's become more of a visual interpretation of art than a literal interpretation of art. So, you know, the artsy-fartsy and the artsy stuff, and like, you know, you hear all of that, but it's like, are you really arting though? Are you really doing art? And it's like, if you are you doing it to the best of your ability?
What do you mean by arting?
Like, are you really, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't compare or contrast anybody's things, but like, I exert myself and do it as much as I physically can. You know what I mean? To uplift and to evolve and to grow. And I don't think that's the case for a lot of people.
But by doing what?
Like, I don't think people go hard enough.
Like, just full circle? Like,
just in general.
Like practicing performance-wise, applying themselves in
all of that.
different areas.
I think the word artsy is like the new, like, almost entitlement. Like, I feel like a lot of people are entitled or feel they deserve XYZ because it's so feasible or so easy to see on social media. But it's like, that's so much more why you don't deserve it. Because it's that much more easy to see. You know what I mean? It's that much more attainable to another human being, right? So, like, it gets diluted if you have 15 people doing the same thing. But what if there's a 16th person and they're doing the same thing, but they're an innovator? Not only are they the 16th person, they're an innovator, so they're going to just stand out, you know what I mean? Or they're going hard, or they're, you know what I mean? They're going to stand out. I think a lot of people follow a blueprint or follow what they think is supposed to be done and think that's enough. And it's like, there's more than just what you think to be done. You got to give your all. You know what I mean? I think a lot of times people aren't giving their all. When they are, they're giving their all to too many different categories. Like, if you pay attention to my career, I gave my all to one thing at a time. I gave my all to shoes. I gave my all to canvases, and I did a show in New York. And then I really figured out what I like, and I gave my everything to murals. That was it. You know what I mean? I did some cars and stuff like that. I did some stuff in between time, but I
would say that's a mural.
You know what I mean? But yeah, you know, it was part of, you know, it's part of that culture. And then
the process of, we was talking about earlier, the process of like doing stuff that people don't see, that travel to Art Basel, not to say, because I don't know the details, but you know, like on Hopes and Dreams, you want to slang these jackets and bust some moves, but it works. Or, man, I want to paint something. Yo, Fu, you got some wood? I bet. Dang,
Fu called me and told me he had it. Off the strength of, you know, me being an artist, and it's like, and I guess that's what I mean, like, you have to extend yourself so much to be someone in this world, let alone somebody. You know what I mean? Like, in something, like, all right, for somebody to know your name, there's got to be something memorable about you.
Yeah.
Let alone for somebody to know your work. Let alone somebody to know your work.
There's got to be something for someone to say.
Yeah, like,
yo, you know Camo?
Right, I was like, oh yeah, he's got this.
Yeah, that's what the saying.
But like, you know, like, people want that benefit, I guess, or that realm in their work and not put in the work for it. Like, you know, I tell people, like, a lot of people don't know I put in.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah, you know, they don't want to do that. You know, like, I put in 55 murals last year. 55. There's 52 weeks in a year.
When I remember I was with my dad, I was like, yo, I want to be like Steve Aoki. I want to do 300 shows in a year. And he kind of looked at me like, I said, wow, there's only 365 days in a year. I didn't get to 300, but I got to 2. And at this time, I'm still in college, going to classes and stuff. I ain't got no whip. I'm Ubering, jitneying, catching lifts. I'm really losing money.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? But I met the 200, and then everything that came with that came with it.
Exactly. And you know, it's just the work, and like, not even just to be like, oh, hey, yeah, I got experience. Look at me and my seniority. It's just like, yo, you gotta just know how to do things. Like, you in them 200 shows, you probably learned how to do so much out of 100 shows. But then you got the 200 shows, you're like, well, shit, I'm a completely different person because I've done another 100 shows.
Yeah, so like in the beginning, I didn't know what I was doing. I'm doing showcases. This is when Everett was around, like the first time I seen you. And at first, I'm like, okay, this is what BPM really is. This is what I got to count. This is the type of song. This is how you count the tempo. Then it went to, all right, this is how you deal with performers.
Right.
All right, now house parties. Cool, you're not in the basement no more. Showcases. Not in the showcases no more. Clubs, lounges, events here and there, live instruments, things like that. Now, more recently, I'll say, is school events, it's annual gigs, it's Stage AE, it's summer jams and stuff like that. And then it's like, you know, there's transitions, but that process, that's the part that, like, a lot of people don't know. With anything, with anybody that's doing something.
And it's hard, like, people are like, oh, well, you don't show the process. It's really hard to show it. Like, people have been on me about these TikToks and these videos and showing, like, I'm like, do y'all know what it's like to paint with one hand and do the recording with the other?
Man, I mean, if I was you, I would say, yo, if you were to do that, all right, you film this for, you get whatever, let's say it takes like an hour to paint something. You get the first 5 minutes, 5 minutes in the middle, 5 minutes in the end, and then in between get pictures and shit, speed up the tempo, time lapse shit, make all that, do that, but yeah, I agree. Like,
it's not processed. That's like,
yeah.
I'm kind of building a new creative vision. You know what I mean? Like, I'm creating something, and not standing like it's a 2-mind frame thing. Like me, I'm not taking no dinner with Jay-Z. Give me that paper. You know what I mean? Like, cause there's nothing.
It's not guaranteed. Like,
I mean, I still need the experience and whatever that I'm doing to support what Jay-Z is telling me. You know what I mean? I still got to put in the work, and like in that aspect, and me having to put in that work, that conversation with Jay-Z will be had one day.
Yeah.
Because a lot of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you can look at me, you don't know if I talk to Jay-Z or not. And that's why I brought that up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, people that do have conversations with Jay-Z ain't going to speak on it. You know what I mean? But it's like, also on that same note, like, you're going to have to put the work in anyway. So, like, take that paper, invest in what you're doing, and work your ass out. So when you get there, you know what I mean? Like Jay-Z probably going to holler.
Yeah, like if you meet up with Jay-Z, all right, so you took the dinner. I'm going to tell you all this stuff about making doorknobs. You don't know nothing about making doorknobs. You don't know nothing about carpentry, nothing at all. Nothing about no tools, no measurements, no sockets, nothing. No 6-point, 12-point socket, you don't know nothing. What's the conversation going to do? How's it going to behoove you to take that conversation? Just to say you did it and get a picture? I don't know.
Exactly. And that's why, you know, that process and that experience is important. You know what I mean? And, like, that's where that whole question even comes from. You know what I mean? It's just like, hey, would you pick process or results? You know what I mean? Process gets you results. Results are just
experience
results.
to get more results.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you could get those all day, but what's the point of having results if you ain't know how you got them? You know what I mean? Like, that's like having a sickness you don't know how you got.
This nigga's ill, man. These niggas don't know themselves.
Like, it's crazy, you know? It's crazy. So, I mean, and just like you said, like, I think, you know, on an ending note, like, the most important thing about being a creative being is being who you are as a human being is knowing who you are. You know what I mean? And really knowing that, like, and standing on it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't gotta be who you are and hide it. Like, you know what I mean? You just gotta build the kingdom around that's gonna support that.
Mm-hmm.
And know who you are so you can present that to others. You know what I mean? Everybody don't know who they are and they start doing little shiesty weird shit and you're like, what? You knew that about you. You wasn't trying to tell nobody that you be doing that. But if you would have told me that was a possibility, you know what I mean? Like, this will work. That's why business is a great thing because they got contracts. All types of the possibilities is right there in the paper and in the contract and in the agreement. So ain't no surprises. And when they are, you take their ass to court. You know, so, hey, man, you don't want to go to court. You don't want any problems in your life. You don't want any bullshit. Know yourself and present it completely. You know what I mean? So people know what is going on so your kingdom can love on you.
All right. Ask you 2 quick questions.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about the Pittsburgh music scene?
I think it's dope. I think it's growing. I think it's strong. I like it. Like, anybody that send me a flash drive and stuff, like, I be listening to it. You know what I mean? Doing the thing. I'm very excited with the young dudes we got. You know what I mean? I think we got a lot of super young talent that has a, way of, gathering the youth and making, like, something big. So I think it's in a good place. We just got to build that kingdom. It's not unity. You don't need to collaborate or get together if you don't want to. I might not like your energy. It's fine. You know what I mean? That's perfect. It's fine. Like, you know what I mean? We can still do whatever together or separate and respect. But, yeah, I just think we need kingdom and structure, and people should play their roles more, and it'll be fine.
Well, before we get up out of here, man, where can the people follow you? How can they tune in? How can they book you if they want to get something done?
So Camo Customs, I don't got a website right now. Camo Customs on IG with a Z at the end. Facebook is Cameron, Camerin, Camo Nesbitt. I got some really cool projects I can't really speak on right now, but you'll definitely be seeing me all over the city once again this year. It's going to be super dope. I got some cool clothing collabs coming out with some of y'all favorite local brands, so be on the lookout for that. And I'll be around. You know what I mean? I'll be in your hood, hanging from a ladder or something on your wall, doing the thing for the kids. You know, so it was dope having me, bro. Had a great time. Appreciate you for sure.
Appreciate you coming through.
My man.
Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, Camo, another segment of Cold Blooded Truth. Remember, be yourself, live your dream. See y'all next week.
Peace.